Hi guys, this is Mark with Modern Driveline. We have a customer ordered a TKX package with us. He also ordered the twin disc McLeod clutch. And with that, we install our low clearance Tilton. So that requires me to swap out this bearing retainer, put on this base. So you're gonna need a few tools to do that. I'm gonna show you how that goes down. Flathead, you're gonna need some silicone for the sealing, scraper, socket, pliers, hammers, measuring device. I'll show you guys what it takes to do this. Alright guys, let's do this. Go ahead and see what we got in our kit. Our shims. This is what we're after. Go ahead and spin this base off. And you'll see this base already comes with a seal in it. Good to go. Take the rest of this body, put it back in the box for later. Same with your fittings, those don't need to be installed right now. The instructions are in the bottom, that is for bleeding. We'll set that aside. I did keep my shims out of there. That's what we need out of that kit. Remove our guide. Alright. Move our orange plug. So as you see here, the stock TKX has a gasket, and then you're going to have a race. Go ahead and pop that out with the flathead. And with that spun out was two shims. Normally you'll always find two shims. Sometimes you'll find one. Most time it's two. Then bearing retainer. So take this bearing retainer, moving it out the way. Gasket, we're not using that anymore because we're going to use silicone. We are going to keep these two and the race. So now what you're left with is this. Let's go ahead and clean up any of that oil that might be there. We're going to clean up the face of this transmission. This is where, if you need a scraper, this is where it comes into play. Once that's done, give it another wipe. And so now you're going to take the race, go ahead and stick your race back in there. Now as you can see, I have this transmission lifted up a little bit off the face, because if not, what it'll want to do is push this race out every time. It just keeps wanting to drop out. Let me simulate that. See how it just keeps wanting to come right back out? So it's important to lift the transmission, because no matter what you do, it's going to want to come back out. So please find something to hold her up with. Doesn't take much. So now what we're going to do, get our measuring device, see what we're working with. About 42 thousandths here. I know that's going to be too much considering we had a gasket in here with about 12 thousandths worth of gasket. So we're going to jump down, see what we come up with here. Our shim kit variety. That's 40. Let's go with a 30. Let's find a 30 here. Kind of got to go through the mix here and kind of sort it. $28. Let's try 28. So now I'm only going back with one shim. No big deal. The other two shims are out the way. You're going to take one finger, put on your shim, 12 o'clock position, Slide it on over. Pretty quick. I only start with 2 bolts. That is not a good shim, I can tell you with that before we even tap it. Go ahead and give it a tap. You can see, it might be hard to see, there's walk there. Very noisy. So we're going to go up some more. Okay, so keep track as you do this so you don't get confused. 28 thousandths, we'll set that to the side. 30, let's go 32. A little bit more of a jump. You don't want to go too high or too slow either for that matter. Going 1 thou at a time, it's not going to get you anywhere. You don't want to jump 10 thou at a time either because that's too far of a jump. I like to go about 3 thousandths at a time if I can. Provided your shim pack has that. A lot better. Check this other side while we're at it. No more up and down or side to side. It does spin pretty free. I would call this almost a 0 lash. I think we can put a little more in that. Being this is a brand new transmission, I'm going to do a little bit of preload here. Let's see what we got. 32 thousandths. Here's one at 34. Let's check that out. If it's too tight, we'll pull it. If not, we're going to run it. When the average unit breaks in, the bearings break in about 2 to 3 thousandths worth. So if you preload that a little bit, you'll be in good shape. If you preload too much, you'll cook the bearing. There is a fine line. Oh yeah. I would call this a perfect shim with about 2 thou preload. We're going to button this up. Take the rest of our shims off to the side because we do not want to mess with our shimming anymore. Take those parts, move them off to the side, get rid of our measuring device. We're going to seal this up. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and clean both surfaces here. Clean the case. You want to get rid of any oil that is left behind. You don't want to give that silicone any reason not to stick. Now both sides are clean. I also do wipe my bolts. Tremec does like to use a Vaseline kind of substance to seal their bolts with as of recent. I will seal them with silicone. You'll see that. Alright guys, I'm going to use the ultra gray silicone here by Permatex. You can use the black, they're both good. We're going to put some silicone on here. You don't need a ton of silicone. Just a nice even layer. Because anything that squeezes out, we do have to remove. If we do not remove the excess, then our bell housing will not align correctly. Or retaining ring, possibly. At this point I go ahead and I also take my bolts. Nice little ribbon on there. Nice little ribbon. Now my bolts are going to be sealed. Base has good sealant. Go and smooth it over a little bit more if you feel any high or low spots here. Put your shim in. Do make sure your race is where it needs to be. If it's pushed out a little bit, give it a tap, reset it. 12 o'clock position, one more time, 12 o'clock position. Give it a seat. As I run this in, you'll see the silicone seat and squeeze out. That feels good. We're going to give it another tap, make sure we're not off from what we thought. Nothing's changed. Still feels beautiful. Feels like a little bit of preload like we want. Now at this point, one of the most important parts, like I mentioned a minute ago, is cleaning up around the bearing retainer. Doesn't look like much. Doesn't take much to throw off your alignment on your bell housing. As you see, I'm pulling it off every wipe. It's the tedious part of the situation. Okay. That, gentlemen, is a bearing retainer swap.